The unusual process employed in Maryland for filing a vacancy in the House of Delegates often seems like a personality contest. And it was on display this week when the Montgomery County Democratic Central Committee voted Tuesday to fill the vacancy created when District 14 delegate Eric Lodke resigned to become Governor Westmore's legislative director. Nancy, according to Ballotpedia, that's a mouthful. Some states allow the governor or a political party, a legislative chamber, or county board to appoint a replacement, while other states require a special election. Some 25 states fill vacancies in their state legislatures through special elections, 22 through appointments, and Maryland is one of the latter. So instead of appointing Tom Smith, who finished fourth in the primary last June, I guess, the Montgomery County Central Committee appointed Bernice Miracu North, an attorney that had run unsuccessfully for Montgomery County State's attorney in the primary. Is this the best way to fill a vacancy?
Well, they would say they made huge strides. Typically, the Democratic Central Committee appoints one of their own to whatever vacancy presents itself. So this was a huge step forward for them to not appoint one of their own. So, I mean, baby steps here. Is it great? Well, what ticks me off is that people decide, they're not going to run, or really, they don't really mean to run for re-election, or they will get elected, and for whatever reason, they resign immediately to ensure that the Democratic Central Committee can pick someone. That's what I personally find annoying. So I wish we had a special election of some sort. Remember, the governor will take the recommendation of the Central Committee. And from their perspective, they've become liberal. There are always going to be winners and losers in these cases. But from their perspective, they've reached out to the community. So take it as you will.
When we've had vacancies on the county council, we've filled those through special elections. Yeah, wouldn't that be the better method?
I would agree. It's expensive, and you don't get your personal friend elected. That's the thing. It's all politics. Let's agree. Relationships, and it's that's how you get things done politically.
Marc, so I want to Nancy says it's we've taken a baby step out of the smoke-filled room where party bosses made the decision, but we're not really quite out of that process, are we?
Casey, we don't have in either party smoke-filled rooms in Montgomery County. We haven't for years. So it would, just to be clear about that. No, I mean, listen, the downside of having special elections, though, is that they tend to be extraordinarily low turnout events. And you have the primary and then the general election and what have you. So I'm not sure if you're not better off having members of Central Committee who are in fact elected. And this is, I think, to be one of their responsibilities during the course of their 4-year term, is maybe a better system, a broader system to get fuller participation on that. I agree with Nancy that the tendency for Central Committees to pick one of their own can be obviously how shall I say, use the word problematic. But I think there really is downside. I was interested in the research you did that it's roughly 50-50 among the countries across the country. As to
here's the countervailing point here, and I mean, we don't have vape-filled rooms either than smoke-filled rooms.
Maybe we should. We could use one sometimes.
I don't know either Tom Smith or Miracu North, but the voters at least had a chance and an opportunity to hear what Tom Smith wanted to do as a delegate. We don't know what the priorities of Miracu North are as a delegate. We know what she wanted to do as state's attorney, but we really don't know anything about her. I think the voters should be allowed to have the opportunity, not the insiders on this. And you see, my brilliance led you to silence.
Well, again, it's costly, and it's difficult for people to generate a whole campaign in a short period of time to satisfy the rules, particularly when the legislature is just going into session. So it's
Well, but
a very hard situation.
They both ran this past year for a primary. I mean, they,
Yeah,
you know,
but, you know,
they're not without
you gotta,
means of putting together a campaign.
it's all about getting a rules change out of Annapolis.
Yeah, well, that won't happen.